What's up, guys? Renasant here. Welcome back to the channel. We are right where we last left off in the depths underneath the undead berg, the lower undead berg, that is. So you can see that this rat here, it's no ordinary rat. It's quite a large rat. Looks a little rough around the edges as well, doesn't he? He also has some weird stuff going on with his fur texture there. Either way, you can plunge and attack this guy if you'd like, or you can just spam pyromancy from up here if you want. There's a bunch of different ways to handle him, honestly. But you can see a plunge and attack alone does like 400 damage, so get our little humanity. Probably shouldn't have jumped down until we got that item, but that's okay. Like I said, this area, as I mentioned in the previous episode, this area is kind of confusing. There's a lot that... Oh, sewer chamber key, nice. There's a lot of areas that look very samey here, so it's very easy to get lost. So sewer chamber key is the key to the sewer chamber in the depths. In any community, a few bad apples are sure to exhibit insatiable greed. If they returned undead and vanished to the depths, would they reconsider their ways? Use this key to see for yourself. Yes, yes. So there's a couple ways forward here. We can go through here, which would probably not be the worst idea in the world, or we can actually come down here. So this looks like it'll straight up kill you, but there's actually with this light, a dark path that's hidden right here that'll let you just whoop, slide right down. You do want to stay on the left-hand side of that, by the way. See some slimes here. There's a lot going on here. If you could, in case you couldn't tell, this area has a lot going on. I mean, a lot going on. We got this guy who is kind of floating. Looks like a very interesting chap, doesn't he?
Aye, Shemai, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Zena. I'm just a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
Donald of Zena, what in God's name are you doing down here, and why is this wall moving?
I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
So Donald won't actually talk to us. He sells a couple things. He won't actually talk to us unless we buy some stuff from him. You see he sells this armor here. Strange armor from the ancient land of Zena, birthplace of the curious dealer Dommel. The many metals are believed to symbolize glory. The two horns are believed to symbolize wisdom. Gold bracelets symbolize a vanquisher, and the inlaid silver rings symbolize an explorer. So he'll get some more,
No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available.
Yeah. He will get some more dialogue when we buy some stuff. You'll notice this door that's locked here. That is actually the next area. Hello, Mr. Slime. One thing to note with these slimes, guys, you're not going to do a lot of damage to them. Pyromancy, however, is super, super effective against the slimes, so keep that in mind. So again, there is a couple of different ways to go here. That way actually leads us to the boss. There's actually a lot we haven't done yet in this area, so we're not going to go fight the boss just yet. The Rat Kings have followed us down here, apparently. Luckily, with our newfound Black Knight sword, they will fall to the wayside, he says, as he gets staggered by a rat. Boing. Remember, these guys do drop large Titanite shards and green Titanite shards, but it's kind of just random, honestly. Alright, so for now, we just want to head up these stairs. We do want to get to there is a bonfire here that we want to get to. And because we got the sewer chamber key, we can actually open this door, which if you recall, looking, that's where we drop down, right there. So that's why I freaking love this area. People always want to skip it, but it's just so well laid out, I think, is why I like it so much. And again, there's a couple of different areas to explore, but we actually want to apparently die. We're so lucky that did not kill us. Forgot about this torch hollow that's just chilling here. Get out of here. And using our chamber key, there's our bonfire. So that is actually what we wanted down here. And we also want to pop a humanity because we want to kindle this bonfire and reverse our hollowing. So let's go ahead and become a human, because who doesn't love being a human, you know? And let's kindle this bad boy up to get our 10 Estus, and then we can go explore. And my oh my, is there a lot of exploring to do. So of course, coming out of here, we got this torch hollow. There's also another torch hollow. Oh, I call a redo. Unfair advantage. I call a redo. The freaking torch hollows, man. I hate them. Alright, so first thing you may notice after you kill that torch hollow is Slime City, baby. So just run right past all of them and they'll all fall down. And we have this other torch hollow here to deal with. So for those of you, and I will be doing this by the way, for those of you who are needing to farm large Titanite shards and green Titanite shards, this is the first real place you have to do that. Of course, like I said, using pyromancy speeds the process up. However, we are using fireball, which is slow and only has 8 charges to it. It's much more effective to use combustion, which we'll get later. But we're coming this way just because I want to show you. If you remember in the last episode, that first slime we killed, this is actually the room where we killed it. So I told y'all I'd show you the long way, I guess you could say, to the bonfire. So this would be the long way. No, it's not very long. Again, you just come through here, and there's your bonfire. And you can see it's really bright because we kindled it. But that's this little area. So now we're going to go down here. And we're actually going to go explore this part of the depths. So there's rats everywhere. And remember, these rats are poisonous, so you want to knock them out as quick as you can. One good thing about these rats, I wouldn't say it's a great place to farm humanity, but they do drop humanity kind of frequently. And another thing to note, when you're killing them, you can actually get free humanities that'll just become one with you, and a tick will happen up in the top left corner there. So just something to note. We did pick up the Great Axe. It's a veritable mass of iron. Its weight sends foes flying, but it makes it difficult to handle without inhuman strength. Any miss makes one very vulnerable, as each swing requires the full force of the body. Yeah, 32 strength. It weighs 14 units, which is kind of ridiculous. Same thing as the Black Knight Greatsword. But you can see our Black Knight Sword is only 8 units, so much better. But you do definitely want to come pick it up. The Great Axe is actually an excellent weapon. I know I just said it's like 32 strength requirements, 18 units. Like, why would I ever use that? It's actually a great weapon, believe it or not. It gets great scaling from strength, does a lot of damage, and it's really just fun to use. It's kind of just a badass weapon, to be honest with you. So this is another thing, like the depths. I don't know, the whole environment of the depths is just really cool. The water, sound effect, the water on the ground, this sludge, this nasty rot from Blighttown below. Be careful walking up here. Got a little sneaky rat boy there. Come on, partner. he's going to try to lure us into a trap, which is, of course, Rat City. I mean, this place is just Rat City. No, I'm not going to sing the song. Get off of me! So coming through here, be careful. You can't actually go down that way. There's actually an item over here, though, we want to grab. And this will lead out to an interesting area. This isn't a boss fight. It actually is a boss room, but there's no boss here. And I love that view right when you come out of the, like leading out into the sunlight. So we got a lot going on here. We got these giant rats and this Chandler down here. Now, if you recall from our excursions in the Undead Parish, Chandlers buff everything. So you do want to kind of handle these guys one at a time, honestly. He says as he aggroes two at a time. There's a humanity. So 3 rats, and then you can come over here and fight the Chandler. Watch out for the rat trap right there. Of course, these are the little rats, so. 628 on that jumping R2. Whew. They're hiding in the boxes. Get off of me! Oh my god. These freaking rats, man, they're insane. God, I love this game, man. This game is just so amusing sometimes. Come on, I can knock you off. I know I can. More rats. Now you know that they hide in these boxes. You may want to keep an eye out on those boxes going forward. So again, another little sneaky corridor. And these corridors, they put them here specifically for you to miss them. Again, another sneaky corridor right here. They kind of lead your eyes. If we jump over right here, we can see that this is actually where we just came from. Right? And we are going to fall down there, but just not quite yet. We have a little more exploring to do. And you can hear a slight sound coming from below. Wonder what that could be. And this room is actually the room where the giant rat was chilling. Another slime here. And it's good to leave these bodies. These bodies kind of help you identify where you are, where you've been, that kind of thing. And so we're back in this room. You notice an item. Of course, you notice the light. This is actually the boss room. One thing to note, though, before you fight this boss, you definitely want to come kill that Chandler, because if you don't, guess what? The Chandler buffs every enemy in the area, so when you go to fight the boss, you're going to be right there. The enemy's going to be, the boss is going to be right here. This Chandler is just going to be chilling up here dancing and buffing the boss, so that's why I always recommend to make sure to do that. Alright, so now we actually want to fall down here, so you wouldn't think it's a good idea to fall right into FromSoft Miyazaki's trap, but it's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to drop down here, take a little plunge into Basilisk City. This place is filled with these basilisks. You have to be extremely careful. What they do is they curse you. For those of you unfamiliar with Dark Souls, curse basically means you just instantly die. So, and not only that, not only do you instantly die, but when you come back to life, you only have half your maximum HP. So, It's not fun. We will not get cursed, but it's very possible with these guys. They can also drop an item called the Eye of Death, so be aware of that. But this place is Basilisk City. I mean, you just see there's Basilisk as far as the eye can see. And this is where it gets really confusing, this Basilisk area. Oh, see, we fell down. But, in order to get the Ring of the Evil Eye, which, according to legend, this this ring contains the Spirit of the Evil Eye, a dark beast which assaulted Astora. Does not waver, HP is absorbed from fallen enemies. Yeah, so very good ring. Specifically useful in... Oh, don't get cursed. Specifically useful in Blighttown, where there's a lot of little tiny enemies, and they're easily killed, and you are constantly losing HP, because you will be poisoned, basically, forever, So again, we're just pressing forward here through Basilisk City. I want one of these guys to drop an Eye of Death, but they're not cooperating. Another soul item here. Again, all this sludge from Blighttown's leaking into the place. Just trying to remember which way we came from here. Okay, so now we can just hop over there and get our humanity. Easy enough. Didn't actually mean to fall down there, but that's okay. Now we kind of want to come back the way we came from where we dropped down earlier. Remember when we fell down right down here. Now we have all these rats chilling over here. There should be in this area something very interesting happen, hopefully. You notice this little tiny rat. It's kind of like a foreshadowing of more rats. There we go. Dark Spirit Nightkirk. And you can see this guy. He just looks all kind of badass. Unfortunately for him, we have a level 2 Black Knight sword, so easily killed. Ooh, but he's got some dope stuff. And he is actually, this is only the first time we will encounter him, but we will encounter him, I believe, 3 times throughout the playthrough. So, of course, get his humanity. He gave us the souls, and he also dropped the spike shield. Each time we kill him, he should give us a new item, I believe. So the spike shield is the shield of the infamous Dark Wraith Kirk, Knight of Thorns, covered with spikes. So yeah, he is actually a Dark Wraith. We will learn a whole lot more about Dark Wraiths in the future, but effectively they are this, they were once people, they were once humans, and they were seduced by the Abyss, I guess you could say. And see, now you definitely understand where we are. We are back where Domhill was. But yeah, the Dark Wraiths were seduced by the Abyss and became these less than humanoid creatures, I guess you could say. But again, like I said, we'll learn a whole lot more about them in the future. So pressing forward here, we've actually now explored pretty much all of the depths. There's one little spot that we need to go to, and that is the direction of the boss. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the depths right there, guys. It's nothing crazy. It's fairly easy. don't really see why people are always so hell-bent on skipping it. I think because, like I said, it's kind of mazy. It's really easy to get lost. The basilisks are kind of annoying if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to handle them, but if you know how to handle the basilisk, it's no big deal. So, of course, this is the way to the boss and the way forward here. Come through here, you'll notice this is actually a dead end. So pointless. If you're playing online, you'll see messages that say like, dead end, waste of time. And it's cool, you can actually see the fog gate into the boss room, even though we're in the boss room. And there's a rat that we killed earlier. Oh, this area is just so cool. Especially with your glimmer of hope over there, you know. They do that for the visual purpose of just having that glimmer of hope. Nice vistas. Hello. Would you looky here, boys? Solaire! So of course we're gonna summon him. So summoning him, you'll notice that there is an item over here, and then you'll also notice that guess who rides with Solaire, it seems like? Knight Lautrec. Now, one thing to note, when you're summoning these two, they do make the boss a lot harder, to be honest with you. This boss already infamously has an ungodly amount of HP, very, very large HP pool. When you summon these two idiots, he just gets more and more HP, which is fine, but just bear that in mind. One or both of them usually die during this fight as well, so let's go ahead and fight the boss. The Gaping Dragon. So if you, for those of you who ever wondered how Dark Souls gets its mature rating or whatever it gets, that should tell you all you need to know right there. One thing to note with the Gaping Dragon is you can cut off his tail and get a special weapon. The Dragon King Great Axe. Now again, guys, my sword is super high level right now for what it is, +2. So the +2 as a Twinkling Titanite. So we're doing a lot of damage. But this guy, you can see he does this grab attack here. He can fly up in the air, he can stomp, he can, yeah, that's the annoying stomp. He can lunge forward. But he's really not that hard. It's really just an endurance battle. And while they do increase his health pool a great amount, they do decent damage, as you can see, and they also provide a great distraction. So, yeah, he's not really that hard. So we got the Twin Humanities, we got a Homeward Bone, and we got a Sunlight Medal for Solaire helping us. And you'll notice we also got a key. Specifically, we got the Blighttown key, and just now we picked up the the hard leather armor. Armor made of thick leather, very common type of protective gear. It provides a sound level of defense. So that is actually a Hollow Thief's leather armor. That is actually one of the starting character's gear. So So, like I said, you can get all the starting characters' gear. For now, we're just going to warp back to our bonfire. We're only at 25 minutes, so we might actually explore a little bit of Blight while we're here. We're actually going to keep pumping into strength. Actually going to pump into endurance some there. Just to give us a little bit more endurance. We may actually be able to wear gloves now. Thief mask, yeah. There we go. That's what I like to see. So. Oh. God, I hate these guys. Too slow. Now, this is not the way into Blighttown, but I really just want to see if we can get any Titanite from these guys. And normally they give you pretty good odds to get Titanite, but not having much luck here. We even have some humanity. And that's something too that I'm not sure I ever explained to you guys, but the humanity counter up there, so you see we have a 1. The higher that is, the better chance you have of getting items. So it makes your item discovery go up. And I believe it soft caps at 10, so I think you can go a little bit higher, but for the most part, it soft caps at 10. So we got the Blighttown key, which pretty obvious what it goes to. Key to Blighttown from the depths of the Undead Berg, swallowed by the Gaping Dragon. Excuse me. Yeah, so the Gaping Dragon actually swallowed this key at some point in time. And that's interesting lore in and of itself. Like, why did he swallow this key? Did he swallow a person that had this key on him? As its name suggests, Blighttown is a place of great pestilence. Even the polluted inhabitants of the depths are aware of its dangers and built this mighty door in hopes that they could remain safely separated. So, basically, the people who lived here in the depths, so I don't know, I mean, it couldn't be Dommel that they're talking about, because he specifically traveled here from Zena just to sell stuff, but the people who lived here put this giant metal door here basically just to keep all the nastiness of Blighttown out of the depths. Or it could also be interpreted that the people of the Undead Berg, the lower Undead Berg, kind of like thinking that the depths were already kind of like a nasty place, but they really didn't want Blighttown stuff to seep through the depths and into the Undead Berg. That's one area of thought on that. So coming up in here, you'll notice new enemies. These guys, they're not so bad. They hit like a tank, but oh, goodbye. They hit like a tank, but they're really not that bad, to be honest with you. They're very slow, they're very stupid, they're very easily to just circle, strafe, backstab. Point in case. That's gonna hurt. And they can actually drop that, well, they can drop poo, and they can actually drop that club. It's the large club, which, believe it or not, is very different from the Great Club. A lot of people over the years have disputed that, but believe it's kind of a rare drop, though, for them to drop the large club. Dung pies, however, are easily won. And you can just jump down there and get that item if you want. But there's actually a lot of enemies coming up that we want to handle. Now, these guys are really not bad at all, but they do have a couple of nasty attacks. One being a grab attack where they jump on your face and suck out your soul through your mouth. I know that sounded vaguely sexual, but I promise that's what they do. Okay, this guy's just broke. Oh yeah, good timing. And this guy right here. So you see this guy over here. You can see him under that torch. Yeah, there we go. So he shoots poison darts at you. If one of those poison darts hits you, you will become toxic. When you become toxic, it's a sad time. It can only be cured through blooming purple moss clumps. Not that one that we just picked up. Not a regular purple moss clump, but a blooming purple moss clump. And it kills you very fast. I mean, it drains your HP incredibly fast. That was the grab attack that he was about to do there, by the way. Now, one thing to note about Blighttown, a lot of people hate it. This is probably my favorite area in the game, to be honest with you, but a lot of people hate Blighttown because they get so lost. And I can understand that. One thing to note, though, for beginners, when you see a torch, that means there's a ladder there 9 times out of 10. Not every single time, but typically where there's a torch, there's a ladder. So I know a lot of new players probably never realize that, but it really makes Blighttown not only easier, but much more enjoyable. Knowing that you can pretty easily traverse the area as long as you know how to look at torches, basically. And because Blighttown is so vertical and there are so many ladders, that's particularly a very useful tidbit of advice, I would say. So we're just keep exploring here. See, like, there's a torch right here, but there's no ladder, obviously. That's fine, though. We actually want to go over here. And you'll notice this bridge starts moving, man. That's very cool. Ow. Very cool little touch they added, I guess you could say. We see you. See that item right there, but we don't want to fall down there quite yet because we actually want to get not the broken straight sword, but well, I guess we could go down here. Come down here and get our soul item. But you do have to be careful walking around this place. I mean, one wrong move and you're tumbling a long distance. And see, you just really never know where you're going to be able to get back up from somewhere. So if we were to jump down right here and get that item, you know, do we have a guarantee we could get back up? Well, maybe not. So we see that item over there. And I mean, we do want to get every item, you know? So there is that item. This is, of course, where we came from, so just showing you kind of how this place interconnects. That's the moving bridge right there. God, this area, I love it. So right here is where we can get this item. And yes, believe it or not, we will have to jump. It's just interesting, all the different stuff you can see from here. Oh, we bummed that up. we bummed that up big time. It's not a very far run back there. I know it seems like it is, but it's really not. So we'll just run back there. Back to Blighttown. And you'll notice now that Dommel is... No, he's still here. Thought he left, but disregard. He does leave from that spot and go to Firelink Shrine eventually. I'm not sure what the trigger is for him, though. I'm not sure if it's to light the bonfire of Blighttown, or one of the bonfires of Blighttown, or if it's something else. Really, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Look, I'm kind of glad we can fight these guys again. I really want that large club. And you want to be careful fighting them, because you don't want... The last thing you want is fighting two of these guys at the same time. Whew, 661, man. Damage. Damage is real. Some poop. One thing to note about those... So, these enemies do respawn, obviously. All the little gremlin things respawn, obviously. But the ones that shoot poison darts at you actually do not respawn. Thank God, too, because they are a nightmare. So like I said, that's his jumping attack, or grab attack, so don't let him hit you with that thing. And let's try this again, shall we? There we go. Get the Iato. Katana forged in an eastern land. The katana is drawn from the scabbard at lightning speed using an iajutsu, I can't pronounce that, technique. Allows the wielder to charge forward to swiftly cut down foes. An interesting note here, besides the fact that it requires 20 freaking dex, that Ox effect, that 300 bleed effect, so you can bleed opponents fairly easily with the Iato. Now we can simply jump down right here. You'll see there's a ladder. And a bonfire. Not gonna hit the bonfire just yet, though. Still got a little bit exploring to do. Give me your soul. Thank you. So, Super Death Bridge right here is what I call this. We actually have an item right here. 3 blooming purple moss clumps. Very, 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 very useful. Just in case you get toxic. Because that's the last thing you want, man, is to be toxic down here, I promise. It's garbage. I just love looking over everything here. It's just a very eerie environment. You see this bridge kind of leads into a lower portion of that area right there. We'll probably explore more of that in the next episode. I just love looking around. I love the sounds of the fires and whatnot. This is just, for me, this is just a really cool area, guys. We may actually level up a bit here. Go to 25, yeah. But that's going to do it for this episode, I think, guys. In the next episode, we're going to continue through Blighttown. We'll probably get to our next bonfire. There's a lot to do here, believe it or not. And this is just so cool when you realize you're actually outside this whole time. You think you're like under the earth, you know. You can see this like swamp down here. You think you're like below everything. That's actually just ground level. You're not in like a cave or anything. That's just ground level. You're outside. Really cool. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and hit that subscribe button for me if you haven't already, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.